What's going on, guys? Welcome to this Saturday night scare stream. I know I usually do something like kind of goofy and creative with features a face yeah. But just I had the energy to come up with anything creative tonight because, as you may have guessed from the last video I uploaded, I'm still a little under the weather. But I have my voice back, and I'm getting better. I'm really hoping that it'll be gone by either tomorrow or Monday, so I can do some more videos. Now, I need to figure out what to do for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because this whole sickness has just threw off my Doki Doki schedule, and I want to make sure that that's on track. So I don't want to do episode 4 until the 4th day of the week, which is Thursday. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because I want to make sure I can keep track of the episode numbers of my Doki Doki playlist. So that being said, we're here tonight. We're doing this. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I got 6 more videos, and just like last time, we have 2 from King Frostmare, 2 from Chills, 1 from Top 15, and 1 from Nuke's Top 5, because, again, for whatever reason, Sir Spooks has not uploaded another video. I don't know what that's all about. But see, here's the thing. King Frostmare only uploaded 2 videos this week, and one of them was an actual investigation video, which, I don't mind. Not in the least. But because of that and the lack of Sir Spooks uploads, I have to backtrack to a video of his I haven't seen yet, and it comes all the way back to January 17th. So that's kind of a backwards time leap. So that's the first video that we're starting off with. Before we do that, though, I want to get some more water, because I'm about to finish this off. So hold fast for me, guys. I will be right back with some more water. A strange shadow could be captured in the background of Sean's bedroom window. What could it have possibly been? I don't know what, but it had some really incredible dance moves. Alright. So, we start off with the King Frostmare video from January 17th. Scary TikTok videos you will not forget tonight. Is that a challenge? Maybe. But anyway, got the atmosphere. We got display on. Booyah. All right. Let's go.
Hello guys, in today's scary videos we check out a possible ghost encounter outside a car and a creepy looking face coming through a wall. Let's buckle up and stay frosty.
Coming through a wall? That's intriguing already.
Ashley Barnold created the following video after noticing that something simply terrifying had been captured by her young daughter. They had just moved together with her husband into a new family home, which is an exciting event for most people. However, ever since she put her girl to sleep the first night, the child tells her about strange shadows that are visiting her at night in the bedroom. That's pretty creepy, isn't it? For Christmas, the young mother had bought her daughter a children's camera from Amazon. And, well, let's say this camera certainly could capture some pretty interesting things.
So I got my daughter this camera from Amazon for Christmas. She's 3, almost 4. We're just hanging out at home today by ourselves. My husband's at work. She's been telling us she's been seeing somebody in her room, that she can't really sleep well. She refuses to sleep in there. We just moved to this house. I never set the date or time on this camera because it was just like a little play camera, so she would quit taking her phones and taking pictures of herself because she's at that age right now. So we just like never set the time. So she just took a picture and she says, "Mommy, look, there's a man in the photo." I said, "What?" She said, "There's a man in my photo." And I went like that real quick. Like, this just happened just like 5 minutes ago. Like, no one else is here. It's just us. Like, I'm going to have to change the date and time so I can get more pictures for y'all. But look at that. In this new house, she says she's been seeing people.
What a nightmarish capture. This sparked all kinds of thoughts and ideas in her viewers' heads. So people suggested to Ashley that she should try looking into the past of this house and land if possible. Maybe something would come up. Ashley did just that.
Okay, I couldn't find anything on the house, but I did find this article about someone who drowned in our backyard pretty much. Well, it's really our front yard. I'll show you a picture in my next video. But yeah, go ahead and read it.
So I guess you could say that her viewers were satisfied by this piece of information. Turns out that the person had drowned in front of their house.
So here's some pictures of Charlie at the lake with nothing that can identify my house. At the very end is a picture of the lake from our window, but you can't see anything else in it besides woods, so you can't identify our home.
The night after, she captured the following.
Okay, everyone is sleeping. This is my room, like right on the other side of the door. You can hear the ocean sounds. Don't judge me, my Christmas tree is still up. I'm taking it down this weekend. Tomorrow. So I hear this thumping going on against the wall, and I come out and the freaking vacuum is on. It's not supposed to start until 10 a.m. Why is it on? It's like full battery, and it's like jammed under the couch. And let me show you where the dock is. Like, the dock, I have chills, oh my god. The dock is right there. Like, all the house from there to here.
Some of her viewers believe that right next to her tree, a shadow entity can be seen as she pans back from the kitchen towards the living room. Do you see it too? Certainly,
I do see it.
Story.
It's right.
And how do we
around
explain
here.
the shadow person on the camera of her little child? Let's keep an eye open. Maybe there's more to learn about this in the future. Now we will follow Japanese paranormal investigator MTV, who tonight was visiting a supposedly haunted high school, which has been abandoned for a long time. He states that he had visited this place before, and that he could capture a ton of really weird noises that in his opinion were inexplicable. Tonight he brought a colleague, and they were hoping to maybe capture some of this evidence on...
By the way, guys, I don't have a secondary window open to see a chat as it's playing out live, so I'm only going to be checking chat messages in between these videos. So if you text him, if you send a message and I don't get to it right away, I apologize.
Video. Let's take a look.
こっちがスナックのキッチンになってるとこですね。めっちゃ音するんだけど。これやすちゃんから借りてきたものでチェキ。ちょっと気になるところを何枚か撮って後で見ようと思います。さっきの顔がひょこっと出た。
MTV starts taking the first couple of pictures at the same location where he could capture a scary face the first time he visited this old high school.
映ってたらちょっと怖いですね。その時点でちょっと帰りたいなとは思いますけど、何枚かじゃあ中で撮っていきます。
Didn't see anything in that first one. Whoa. Are those eyes? These look like eyes. Oh, it could have been the camera flash reflecting off the doorknobs.
Then it got pretty interesting. Next to loud bangs from the second floor, the washroom area also seemed suspicious to him, so he gave this one a quick look at first.
さっきからずっとトイレの方から音が。
But after not finding anything on his camera, MTV then says that it is time to give the second floor a last look. And who knows, maybe he would find something there. Have you seen it? Look at the wall to the right.
Oh, I do see it.
It appears that a head is peeking through, straight through the wall. Some people say it could just be some form of pareidoia, but I certainly think that
it is pareidoia. See the A shape right here matches the shape right here of the hole in the skull. And
say it could just be some form of.
Because if you look if you pay really close attention to it, you see that the shadow moves with the light as it's shining against this. See? And this top curve right here matches the curve right here. It is pareidolia. Yeah, watch real quickly as as the light moves against this. That's when you can see the head peeking out the most.
It appears that a head is peeking through, straight through the wall. Some people say it could just be some form of paranoia, but I certainly think that something is there. Is it a creepy head? What do you think? Nightmare material for sure. The following is an unsettling case that was documented by user Chloe Hart. She recently moved into a new home with her family, and as we have learned, sometimes these houses inherit some ghosts from the past. Chloe was initially doing a choreography for her profile, and then captured something strange on her staircase, and she swears that it was none of her pets. However, before we take a look at that, Chloe states that weird things are happening in this house all the time, like here for example. Strange, right? Let's take a look at her clip now. Something is coming down the stairs, but when Chloe was home alone that day, what was it? I couldn't say if it looked like an animal though. Some people think it did.
Everyone's asking me if it's a dog, so I'm going to show you my dogs. There's one, there's two, this is the stair, this is a stairgate, the dogs can't go up there.
What do you think happened here? Was it just a family member that was home and Chloe didn't know? Or a paranormal event? Next we wanna take a look at a creepy quick capture that was shared by a concerned user on Reddit.
I have no idea on
He
that one.
states that he also was living in a haunted apartment and that on one week something really scary was captured. The user states, "Here we see a girl that doesn't belong. Can you see it?" A comment reads,
I do see
"Oh
it.
my, I see her. She's standing as if she's looking at something on the wall, like from the early 1900s. The uploader says, yes, that's her. That room is empty.
It kind of looks like that the figure is wearing a one of those wedding veils.
Empty.
On
What
her
it's
head.
supposed to be anyway. This was taken in a burst of pictures, and all of the ones before had nothing in it. The real girl asked her dad to take pictures of her and her friend, and this is what he got when he did it. Could he capture a girl from the other side? What's your thoughts?" A user called Explore with Sonny has shared the following video. Apparently it was captured on one of his explorations, and he goes on by stating, "This is what I captured inside an abandoned mental hospital. Try to debunk this evidence, but I simply can't. Watch for the dark shadow passing extremely fast 2 separate times, and the laugh from the spirit box. Well, what is he talking about exactly? Let's check it out."
Say that we want to help you, and we're sorry that happened to you. Happened to you.
Clearly a flickering shadow in my book. What could have caused that? Maybe something flying by.
We've seen it. Stop showing that clip to us.
That was someone laughing. Did you just laugh too first?
Maybe it was nothing paranormal after all, but there is a slight chance that it was.
Yeah, but that was.
This was shared by Linda Marie Carnicle, and she was quite disturbed after realizing what is on there. But what's even more creepy is that it hasn't been the first time it appeared. She says, a photo my daughter took. Anyways, someone in the darkness, every night at my house. Viewers point out that it looks like a child spirit standing in front of the television. And I have to agree. Could it be a spirit of a child that wants some attention? It is possible.
As blurry as that picture is, I'm more willing to say that it's a statue of some kind.
The following video was sent by Chris Bogey. He's contacting the spirit world regularly and shares these adventures on his YouTube channel, Ghost Riders Paranormal. The following night, he was contacting the spirit of Shanann Watts. Check the card in the top right corner if you want to find out more about paranormal sightings in their old home. Chris believes to have had a really deep conversation with her spirit, and in the midst of all of that, something bright appeared outside of his car.
Anyone that's followed my channel knows about my mother dying in 2015, and
It actually looks like
Chris
two
states,
figures.
It looks like a thermal image. It's crazy. You can see her face.
There's
her
a
hair,
dark
and the
dark
back of her
image and a
head.
light
You can
image.
make out curls. If you
Or
really
dark-
look
yeah, a dark
closely,
figure and a
you can
light
see the
figure.
outline of a head. It's really an interesting capture. What do you guys think? Could he actually record a spirit here? Or is it just car lights from the outside? Thank you guys for watching.
Pretty coincidentally and interestingly shaped headlights. That's all I gotta say about it. Alright. Before we start the next one, check the comments. Nope. Alright. Next one. Top 15 videos that'll make your jaw drop by Top 15. 3, 2, 1, and action.
15. Stern warning. A fishing channel from Australia called You Fish TV are making a video
Hey, Australia! Shout out to Prendo JR.
when they notice a Navy cruiser is cutting them off. They fear they've messed up big time as it heads their way.
This is Warship Hobart, Channel 16, over. You are in a maritime exclusion area. Please report your intentions.
They don't get an answer right away and have no idea what to expect. They could get boarded or taken in and charged if they aren't careful. Finally, they get a reply. The cruiser grows smaller in the distance as they quickly reel in and take off. They've gotten lucky this time, but they might want to stick to pure fishing for a few weeks until this incident blows over. Number 14. The Pipe Mare. A YouTube channel called Sub Exploration has been thinking about what could be inside of a pipe near them and decides to go check it out. It's in a creepy old abandoned building that's been out of use for decades. First, you have to go down this tunnel and then you'll find it. It's a really tight squeeze. You have to keep your hands in front of you like this.
Yeah, he's through.
But it's not a good fit for everyone.
Oh, you might need help coming through. Do you need a pole?
Yeah, a little bit of a pull.
Hold on, let me prop the torch up. There we go.
Hold on.
Alright.
Right, you may want to stop filming for a second.
When he finally gets out at 10 minutes 40 seconds, you can see how much broader his shoulders are than the pipe. I would be worried about getting back through if I were him. It would be a long time before he could get any help, and if he goes first on the way back, he could block them all in. Number 13, the laundry plunderer. A man in East Idaho is caught on camera rummaging through clothing that belongs to a woman he's never seen before. He tries sorting through her garments one by one and then decides to grab them all before anyone catches him. He pulls his reflective vest over the goods and gets a soft drink because I guess his mouth is a little dry from all that thirst. Of course, the woman later notices all of her laundry is gone, and when they check the camera, there isn't much he can say in his defense. I was unable to find a verdict, but tell me if you think he's guilty based on the CCTV video and what should happen. I hope he's monitored for a long time after
at least 1 to 3 years.
12, the Nashville Creeper. A doorbell camera in East Nashville, Tennessee has caught a scary-looking man while wearing a mask while prowling around backyards. At 1 minute and 6 seconds, he reaches up to unscrew a light.
So are any of these paranormal?
Walsh, a YouTuber named Papa Walsh, says he usually doesn't pay much attention to his backyard Ring camera, but on April 20th, 2020, he got an alert late at night and took notice. He has no clue what it is, and I was surprised to find a lot of other people don't know either. This video has over 25,000 views, and most people have no idea that this is a spider weaving its web. Maybe you don't get these where you live, but sometimes spiders will swing from surface to finish the perfect design. So no, this Ring doorbell camera is not paranormal. With so many views and likes, I figured this video could use a proper analysis. I know a giant spider swinging an alarming cave video simply titled "In Cave Need Help" still has some people wondering if it's real to this day.
I've been separated from my group. It's been a couple of hours now, I think. I'm not sure. I was trying to find my way out and I can't.
The man is covered in dirt and surrounded by darkness.
The last entry point was somewhere near Tulum, Guantanamo, Mexico. If someone can notify the police or the authorities or someone can help, I'm gonna stay here.
If he can upload this on YouTube, then he should be able to get a hold of help. And a live streamer named I'm Jasmine has caught some creepy moments on Twitch while wandering around this Japanese city. She stops for a rest when this stranger wanders into frame and gives her a bizarre encounter. It's Monday morning in Brooklyn when everyone starts screaming at the Fulton Street station.
It's a rat.
The next train. Number 7, Work Scare. A YouTuber named Mr. Cheezel returns to his workstation to find his monitor has fallen over. Only that's impossible. He says the cables connecting the PC to the monitor are pulled tight, and it's also leaning in the opposite direction. This is definitely one of the weirder moments caught on CCTV. I've never seen a monitor fall over like that. They're designed to never do that no matter how far you lean them forward. Was it a ghost? Could be. Number 6, Conditioning the Ghost. Stephanie thinks her house is haunted and offers 2 paranormal videos as evidence.
Move it. Now push it out. There's anyone here? Knock over my conditioner bottle. Oh.
Both times the object moves upon her command, but we don't get to see who else is with her. I think someone is almost definitely holding a string off camera.
That is exactly what I was about to say.
If she could prove no one else was in the room, then we could be certain this creepy incident was paranormal. Number 5, The Worst View. A family vacation is almost cut short in one of the most terrifying ways possible.
Oh my gosh, Paula.
The zip line has a small motor engine that gets detached. leaving her stranded high above Copper Canyon in Chihuahua, Mexico. It takes all of her upper body strength to shimmy over to the motor and ride it back. The two workers nearby don't seem worried, and it makes me wonder how often this motor breaks off. I think she is really brave for doing this without help and without panicking. I know a lot of people would have frozen up or started screaming as soon as they stopped short, me included. Number 4, the scariest underwater video. A shark encounter at Bull Beach, Australia leaves two siblings screaming in their underwater snorkel gear for mercy.
They kept getting closer and closer.
A shark is heading straight towards them, and they try their best to get away. I'm not sure, but I think the only thing that kept them safe was moving into shallow waters. Otherwise, this shark might have taken a piece of them. Tell me what kind of shark this is, and if they're known to be aggressive. Number 3,
it looks like a tiger
avalanche
shark.
Surfing.
A big tiger
A large
shark.
avalanche was spotted on Jones Pass in the Colorado Mountains on January 8th, 2021. Avalanches here have taken lives before and are sighting. On December 22nd, 2017, a news helicopter over Glendale, California had a strange sighting in the sky. A giant unexplainable light swallows the sky. The light grows stronger, and then something even more bizarre than what you're already witnessing happens inside. A mysterious pulsating light leaves a news anchor unable to report what he's seeing. The internal light changes directions while continuing to stretch across the sky.
This is something I've never seen. That is crazy. What is that? What is going on?
It looks like some kind of portal is opening up over California.
What is that?
They later explained that a space station was launching satellites in the sky, but a lot of people think this is not the case because the station had no knowledge of a scheduled launch at that time. Tell me if you think this looks like space satellites, because it looks like it could be something way creepier to me. I've got a challenge for you. Since if you're curious about what a Russian Tunnel of Fear, Family Z goes exploring a haunted tunnel that is thought to be the resting place of an unlucky person who got lost long ago. They travel for nearly 15 minutes down into the darkness and sense something near.
Мальчики! Во сколько?
I guess it wouldn't be hard to fake this video, but if you watch the whole thing, you really do get the feeling that it's just two people exploring. This could be fake or maybe a random person hanging out down here, but they don't take any chances and get out fast. Good decision if you ask me. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure.
Yeah, that seems too clear to be anything not paranormal. Or anything other than paranormal, I should say. Alright. Alright, so that one was a bust. Alright, next we got from King Frostmare. Scary Videos 10, The Haunting of Yoshualak. So this seems like it's going to be like just a single story video.
Hello guys, with new terrifying and scary encounters taking place in the home of Luan, aka Yoshualak. Today we will take a proper look into the very beginnings of his nightmarish journey, as he and his family seem to be haunted by a really creepy looking entity. So please join me tonight as we explore the creepy case of Yoshualak, and please dress appropriately, because it's about to get frosty. The account Yoshualak was created by Luan, a father who started uploading videos of his son Joshua. They were fooling around and creating funny skits together. Nothing unusual. Basically a hobby project and video diary for the two. Luan, his son, his little daughter and wife are living together in Mexico. They own a little store and have their own
these
apartment
videos.
right behind of that place. However,
Yeah.
on September 26th, their
I've seen
peaceful
a few
family
of these
life seemed to have
videos
gotten
before.
disturbed by an unusual encounter. The
So
same
we're
day,
exploring the
Luan
full story
uploaded
of
a
this.
video
Okay.
in which he tells us that his little
This is
boy
gonna be
was
good.
seeing a child that supposedly was running around in the store. A pretty odd statement, since nobody was there. Certainly no other child. Luan walks through the apartment and the store with a ghost filter applied, and opens up about some weird happenings within the last couple of days that he hasn't really talked about yet.
O cuando bajamos para abrir la tienda vemos que hay cosas tiradas. Lo único raro que yo he encontrado es eso, ahorita. Y vean, ¿qué vieron ahí? Aquí la silla. Y últimamente el niño pues llora, o sea, va corriendo. Pueden ver aquí no hay nada. De hecho hay una escuela aquí enfrente.
The following night, Luan is woken up at around 4 a.m. and he starts recording again, since another strange incident was unfolding. The family woke up due to some really loud bangs stemming from their store, and Luan expected it to be a burglar perhaps. But when checking, yet again, nobody was seen. How weird. He uploaded this video to his profile shortly after this incident.
Vean, no hay nada. Ah, cabrón. ¿Sí vieron? No sé qué pasó.
Yeah, he could have moved that chair himself.
Mejor me voy
Off
a mi
camera.
esposa porque esta chingadera se movió sola. Ya me está dando cosita.
Luan was quite freaked out and he shared his nightly recordings not only on his profile but also consulted with his wife about what could be done about these weird happenings. His wife still wasn't fully convinced that it wasn't the work of an intruder, so they both agreed to install CCTV cameras, which would keep the premises under surveillance, and shortly after they had hooked it all up, they shared the next up profile. Luan states that they had a priest come over. He was blessing the store area as well as the apartment, but the situation had worsened. Besides the activity you are seeing on screen here, the family has been hearing noises in the corridors at their home. In the morning, there were some loud bangs stemming from the store, and when Luan checked it and recorded this incident, his phone miraculously died. But what's even more terrifying is that his little daughter now says that she saw a woman in the apartment. His son Joshua is still afraid of many items, and just this morning his wife thought to have seen a woman too out of the corner of her eyes. Luan slowly starts to drift into anxiety, maybe for a good reason. They also contacted the local medium for advice, and after checking the place out on her own, she came to the conclusion that two entities are haunting their home, and she handed them candles that they were supposed to use in all the rooms and the storage area. She said it would help to make it more livable again. However, this particular day, Luan captured something bone-chilling without even noticing.
Bueno, les platico rápido. Nos dice que son dos entidades malignas y lo que quieren expulsarnos de la casa. No sabemos por qué o qué. Pero ayer se puso la situación muy tensa en cuanto se fue. Se caían cosas, se oían susurros. En la madrugada en un closet que tenemos enfrente de nuestra cama empezaron a se oían susurros. En la madrugada en un closet que tenemos enfrente. En cuanto se fue, se caían cosas, se oían susurros. En la madrugada en un closet que tenemos enfrente de nuestra cama. Se caían cosas, se oían susurros. En la madrugada.
This right here.
En un closet que tenemos enfrente de nuestra cama, empezaron a tocar por dentro del closet.
Did you notice it? Something appeared to be with him. A dark figure is standing on top of one of the shelves there, seemingly looking down on Luan. What was it doing there? And or what was it?
That could
Perhaps the
it looks like a
that his wife
decoration.
and little daughter had seen in the past couple of days. Things seem to really take a turn for the worse at this point.
That could be
The
just a
following
decoration.
night, his wife
The
and
heck?
himself were waking up to loud bangs again. And they started documenting.
Dios mío, ¿qué es eso? ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Quieres algo? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? No inventes, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué es? Se abrió. Espérate, cálmate. ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Le podemos ayudar? ¿Necesitas algo? Dinos. ¡Se asomó alguien! Alúzame. Espera. Espérate, alúzame. No hay nada, mira, no hay nada. No sé. ¿Sabes qué? ¿Sabes qué? Vamos con los niños. Vámonos con los niños, yo creo, mira. Aquí no hay nada. De este lado tampoco hay nada.
Yeah, that video we've
Terrifying
seen.
visage can be seen peeking out of the closet, which, to make matters worse, is placed right in front of their bed. It was very likely for it to be one of those entities, and while we can make out facial features on that thing, it does look a bit off. Does this thing have hair, or is that some kind of brain matter? Luan and his family were pretty freaked out after that, and it took until the 10th of October until a new update was posted on their account. Yet again, he woke up in the middle of the night due to very intense barking noises that were caused by the dogs outside. He pants towards an old school, which was built right across from their home. Obviously, there should not be anybody there that late at night, and it might not have been related to the situation in his home. Yet, he had a strange feeling about all of this.
No se ve nada anormal. Mija, se asomó alguien. Se está asomando alguien en la escuela. Se asomó alguien en la escuela, mija. Mira, otra vez se asomó alguien. Párate para que veas que no estoy payaseando, no es mentira. Es en serio. Mira, levántate.
At this point, Luan didn't post much anymore. Turns out that his family was so afraid that they decided to move out for a little bit and spend some time at their family's place, in hopes to maybe calm down the situation at home. But as you can imagine, it wasn't that easy. After Luan returned to their home, he noticed that the tap water seemed to be infused with worms all of a sudden. Disgusting. In his opinion, it was related to all of this negative energy in his house. He slept there alone for a couple of nights. After a few weeks, he had his wife and kids sleeping in the apartment again, and of course the first night they were staying over shaped out to be a particular active one, as they had to check the store after they heard things that were being thrown around.
So whatever this entity is, it seems to be after members of his family.
Graba ahí donde se ve, donde está oscuro, allá donde están las papas. Bueno, está bien. Volver para allá.
Es que está muy oscuro y luego, ¿qué tal si veo algo?
Ay, aquí estoy yo, me dices, tranquila.
Ay, no. Mejor tú graba de este lado. Y yo me voy y grabo de este otro, donde está la cuna.
Bueno, a ver, cámbiate.
Es que mira, también acá está oscuro.
That night, two different faces were lurking at them from behind the shelves. It's pretty horrifying, and nobody saw it at the time, only after reviewing their recordings. Pretty safe to say that nobody in the apartment slept that night anymore.
I can imagine.
After this incident, the family seemed to find themselves back in a downward spiral as more and more creepy events unfolded, as we see here.
Porque me siento nervioso. No hay nadie aquí afuera. También he prendido la luz, pues para sentirme un poquito más seguro. Se escuchan ruidos. ¿Se vieron acá? Vengan, Vamos a ver. No, aquí no son. Vénganse, vámonos por acá. No sé qué está pasando. Mejor vámonos, venga, venga. Siento muy bien.
¿Qué pasó, hijo? ¿Quién está ahí? ¿Dónde, hijo? ¿Ahí? ¿Ahí dónde? ¿Quién está? ¿El niño? ¿El niño? ¿La señora?
His kids were seeing people in the apartment again, and after the capture from last night, it could be argued that it was the same inhumane entity that was visiting their home this afternoon. On one of the following days, Luan was home alone, and it shaped out to be the day with the strongest paranormal activity so far. He panicked a little and started filming the terrifying encounters. Take a good look now, as what was being captured that day was the most terrifying recording yet.
Mira, están viendo esto, pero no hay nada aquí. No hay nada aquí. Este lado, se ven las sombras, No sé qué hacer, amigos. Estoy un poco nervioso.
I'm glad that King Frostman points it out.
Venga, vamos a ver. Vamos a la tienda. Vamos a la tienda. Vamos a... Venga. Sí.
It was the first time that he could capture both full-bodied apparitions, and they were seemingly sitting in his living room, staring at him, a lady in the back, and whatever that scary-looking thing is. After this recording, there weren't any updates for many months. Luan apparently was too terrified to investigate any further. However, this January, he came back with a new update. He tells us about a priest he had contacted, who came all the way from Monterrey. He told him that there's nothing wrong with this place, but rather that Luan himself was haunted, a really old curse that has been carried forward by his grandparents, and that these two things had attached themselves to him. Although he knew more about what was going on in this house, there seemed nothing really helpful that he could do to rid of these two things. At least nothing at this point. On one of the following nights, things got a little crazy once again. Take a look.
Vamos a ver si ahorita escuchamos algo. Uy, quise escuchar algo. ¿Quieres escuchar? Uy, sí. Se escucha en el techo, sí. Se escucha en el techo. Yo clarito quise escuchar aquí al ladito de la cama, pero no. Eso es en el techo. Y se oye un ruido así como un crujido. Ya. Se escucha como en la pared también, Sí, déjame sumar rápido. Están ladrando. Escucha. ¿Qué le he estado preguntando? Un susurro. No escuché nada. Dios mío, ¿qué será? No hay nada. No escucho nada.
This night, the shadow entities have made their way into the bedroom of Luan and his wife, and yet again, they didn't see it unfold at the time, but it is clear that this one was basically standing right next to Luan. An event that led to the last and certainly most terrifying encounter Luan has ever shared with the world. It was a common theme, he waking up in the midst of night due to weird noises. Let's take a look.
Y aparte se escucha ruido en el techo aquí alrededor. En el closet también se escucha ruido. No quiero despertar a mi esposa. Oigan, escucharon. Déjenme prender la luz. Se escuchan a los perros. Están alterados. ¿Escucharon? Ese vez, déjenme calmo. Déjenme calmo. No hay nada. Se abrió la de abajo. Vamos a ver. No sé por qué los perros están tan alterados. Sí, algo abajo de la cama se escuchó algo. Se escuchó ruido, amigos, aquí abajo de la cama. Pero no hay nada. Esta zona, yo no sé qué está pasando. Uy, los perros. Abajo otra vez, abajo de la cama. ¿Sí escuchaste?
Did you see that? This terrifying shadow
Barely.
creature with long dark hair is peeking into the bedroom from behind the drapes.
Los perros.
Yeesh.
It just stares at them with a sinister gaze. The one CCTV cameras could capture many more of these really strange events that were unfolding in this store. But to this day, the family has not found a way to get rid of these terrifying entities. What do you think? Will they ever be able to? Let's keep an eye on that case and see what happens in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Dang. It's creepy to think about. Alright, next up we got from Chills. 13 scariest things found in the forest. Here we go.
Phil the Thrill is exploring the forest with a friend when they encounter something strange in the water that looks really out of place.
You see that?
What?
What is that?
Discarded at the end of a small stone trail is a black box tightly bound by rope with a single padlock hanging over one end. Across from the padlock is a note written for whoever finds it.
Just beat the heck out of it. Maybe it will open.
Hey, dude, what is this?
Let me see.
It's like a note or something.
Oh, what the heck?
With sadness, I'm writing this letter because I can no longer take care of her. I thought this could be the best way to give her a new life.
They take the mystery box all the way back to their house where they have the tools needed to pick the lock. Whatever's inside has been silent the entire time and they fear the worst as they pop the lid.
Pull it off. Let's see what's in here. What the? There's a baby in here?
Inside is not a dog like they were thinking. Apparently whoever left the note was the parent.
After that, I immediately called the police.
I have trouble believing she's actually left her out in the forest. The youngster is clean and not underweight. Her clothes aren't dirty and her pacifier is still in her mouth despite getting rattled around on the way back. Phil the Thrill goes on to claim he called the police immediately. According to him, they came out and told him not to film anymore.
The police, and they were able to get the baby reunited with her parents. The police told me not to record the phone call. That's why I'm not going to post any of the footage on YouTube.
It doesn't make sense for him to post all of this other stuff, but not the one thing that would have convinced me. I think a more likely reason for the lack of a phone call is because faking a police report can get you in serious trouble. Then again, it wouldn't be that hard to pretend to talk to the police on his phone if you really wanted to fake it.
adoption agencies. If you don't want your baby, put it up for adoption. Why do people not know of this concept? Seeing my pride as a father has been crippled with this.
Now, I'm not so sure if it's real or fake, and I guess that's why this creepy video's gotten well over 6 million views. Bryce Newbold describes this Ohio hiking experience through the Shawnee State Forest as a very rough trip, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. It's a hot summer's day, and he has many miles ahead. By 4 miles, he is drenched and walks about half a mile to drink from the river. His next source of water won't be until nightfall, and by then he will have walked 12 miles. By the second day, he is feeling unusually miserable and drained and decides to take a shorter route.
I am absolutely covered in either little tiny ticks or chiggers. They're probably chiggers. They are all over me right now.
Yo, what'd you just say? Sorry.
I tried washing them off, but I mean, I'm gonna have to go through and pick them off one by one, it looks like.
He's looking pretty pale by the end of the day, even though he's been getting plenty of sun. That's because poor Bryce has been getting his legs chewed off by tiny ticks that won't give up, and by the end of the day it's looking pretty bad.
And I have a million bites from those little chiggers last night. You can see they're still on there.
By the time he gets back home, his legs and feet are covered in marks. I'm not a doctor, but I definitely would be going to one soon if I were him. That looks really bad, and I think it's probably time for a test or two to make sure you didn't get anything from them. I really hope he's okay and that nothing like this ever happens to him again. A group of friends see a stranger leave the woods in a hurry. They think it's odd and make a video.
Andy caught someone coming out of the tunnel. Pretty creepy, pretty scary. So.
Oh bro, what's that smell?
Oh, it's rank.
Can you smell that?
Guys, there's literally flies all over the place.
Oh bro, can you smell that? That stinks, bro.
Oh, nasty, man.
In the tunnel, they find a white sheet covered in red with a very distinct human outline underneath, and this is their reaction.
That stinks. Man, that was grim. I wouldn't.
Crazy as anything.
Having this happen would be really scary.
We need to ring the police.
What?
We need to ring the police.
Have you got a phone?
No, I've not got a phone. Have you got one? Can I have police, please?
One minute you're hanging out with your friends, and the next moment you're all suspects.
Yeah, I've just been exploring with mate, and we've just found a body.
A YouTube channel called DYP Official finds some kind of abandoned facility way out of the woods. One climbs to the top of a big blue container and sticks their head over the end, which is scary for reasons I'll get back to soon enough. Two other large vats grab their attention.
Found a whole thing of sulfuric acid in the woods. Sulfuric acid. Yo, please stop, bro, please. Bro.
He would have kept turning the release valve had they both not shouted at him to stop. I don't know if it was full, but if so, he would have been in deep trouble and might not have survived an acid spray. In the shed, they find a gas mask and large science beakers used to hold chemicals. One of the vials is still full, so they take it outside for a better look until their friend grabs it from them.
Boom!
Luckily for them, it doesn't break. Breathing in any unknown chemical, whether indoors or outdoors, could end up with them on the floor. Inside of an abandoned building, they find a label that got me curious. I googled what polyseed inoculum is, and the answer sheds light on what this facility really is. Basically, this is used to break down biological waste. They've been playing around in a biological waste treatment center the whole time, touching things that ordinarily require a full biohazard suit to handle. Whatever chemicals they were handling probably were not safe, and the air quality can't be big whiff. Linfamous TV goes ghost hunting in the woods of Long Island,
Yes, finally,
and they say this place is
video.
truly haunted. They are expecting the ghost sighting of a lifetime, and what they've caught on camera does not let them down.
Yeah.
They aren't sure what they heard, and so they press forward despite feeling scared early on. The deeper they go, the more haunted things start to look and feel.
Over here, it looks like it's something from a horror movie.
Right. Woods right here, really spooky.
Something is wrong with this part of the woods. They can feel it, but being ghost hunters means doing creepy stuff all the time, and so they go down this path against better judgment.
Got a cold spot.
Completely blocking out the sky.
I thought it was her friend, but it's not. At 5 minutes and 58 seconds, Lynn's friend is to the right. He is still to the right at 6 minutes when Lynn looks left and then up at the trees. When she brings the camera down, a ghost is there. There is a ghost on the left. Her friend, meanwhile, is still standing to her opposite side as they try to consult her GPS system and get weird interference.
Where in the...
Well, on the map, what does it take us to? Does it look like it ends?
I'm sure. Like in Hauntington or something. Like how to say. What?
Their GPS loudly messes up and takes them in a wide loop for almost 3 hours before it straightens out. Weird how their equipment does this the same minute they have this paranormal encounter. Oh, and one last thing. Lynn's friend is wearing a baseball hat. This ghost looking straight at them does not. Therefore, I have a strange feeling that this ghost sighting video could be real. The shadow hunters from Brazil go exploring the woods for an abandoned house haunted by an angry poltergeist. It's a long walk through darkness to find it, but when they do, they go sprinting up to its yellow walls to try and catch the poltergeist by surprise.
Vai break. Tem alguém aí?
They walk around the perimeter of the poltergeist house and find something else that leaves him extremely freaked out and regretting their decision to come here at night.
Tem nada aí não, mano. Tem alguém aí? Tem vela aqui também. Nossa, mano do céu.
On the ground are more candles and a sheet that was something strangely shaped underneath of it. Candles surround the object on all sides and give me a bad feeling that something has gone really wrong here. Whatever's been covered with a sheet is not moving and shows no signs of life. They go inside for a closer look but do not dare lift up the sheet and see what's inside. What do you think was under there? If the legends
I
were
don't
true
wanna
about this
think about
poltergeist
it.
being a summoner, then I think we all know the answer. They might have set this all up for a video, but I don't think so. He doesn't waste any time ending this video and calling the police. Sidestep Adventures is surprised to actually find what he's been looking for out in the Georgia woods.
You stepped on it? Oh wow. There it is.
Another person's grave. They carefully reassemble it and respectfully read her name out loud.
There it is, sacred to the memory of Mrs. Jane. And died November 3rd, 18
1943.
Under the heavy marker, they find a crushed bouquet of flowers left by a loved one. The petals are in excellent condition and largely retain their color. Finding fresh flowers under a more than 100-year-old grave is already weird enough, but then Sidestep Adventures reads more and realizes who this Mrs. Jane is to him.
And Stacy Duckworth and Samuel were my great-great-great-grandparents. So she was actually a half-sister to my great-great-grandfather.
So let's recap. He literally stumbles across an extremely concealed grave in the middle of the woods. Fresh flowers are underneath despite the grave being from 1843. Then he discovers it's a long-lost relative and has to admit that this seems like it could be fate.
Well, we did find it somehow. I tell you, if you hadn't stepped on it, we wouldn't have.
It's almost as if the spirit of his ancestor was waiting to be found. Up a long forest mountain path is an abandoned house near the Chinese city of Chengdu that is said to be haunted. An explorer named
Paranormal,
travels to the fabled house to see if anything paranormal is there. There's not much left inside, but he does find an old book that he seems particularly interested in. At 2 minutes and 6 seconds, it almost looks like it gets slapped out of his hands by a possible ghost, but he could have dropped it too. Tell me what these pages say. For some reason, he seems to feel it's interesting enough to show the camera. Not much else happens, and just when I was doubting this house was haunted, I hear this. He's looking at some kind of fire pit or something and hears a noise. He looks up and hears it again coming from the attic. He doesn't stick around for long and wisely decides to leave. Smallmouth Crush is making a fishing video
I'd probably
on
too.
the Potomac River near Washington, D.C. He's drifting by when further down the riverbank something strange catches his eye. A head is sticking out of the water, long black hair. Her back is to him. He looks at the head for a long time, unable to mentally process what he's seeing and not sure what to do. He gives the object a poke just to make sure it is what he fears. It has a face and it is exactly what he's afraid of. I think we are all thinking it's the same thing, especially from this distance. But when he pokes at it some more, an artificial neck joint pops free from the mud. This is a mannequin head, not a real one.
Dude, what is happening? Look at this thing. This is nasty.
Not finding a body is a relief, I suppose, but it also begs the question as to why anyone would take a blindfolded mannequin head out into the woods in the first place. I've heard of people simulating their demented desires onto mannequins before moving on to the real thing as part of their transformation into a full-blown psycho. There's a lot of creepy people out there, I guess. And to further prove my point, he looks up to find something even more sickening nearby.
Look at that freaky thing. I'm out of here.
It looks like somebody has been using this spot to do some pretty twisted fantasizing, and as he speeds away, I can't help but wonder what if that's not a doll. A Russian YouTuber named Phantom claims to have met a ghost at an abandoned house that's full of, quote, many terrible and mysterious legends. Maybe this sign will tell us more about its history if someone can translate it. All I can make out is the year 1910 at the very bottom. In the middle of a rock floor, he finds candles unlit, strewn in a circle. The scene gives him an eerie feeling and he doesn't want to stay here for long, for fear of whoever left them here returning to find him. He thinks the legends probably are not real, and that whoever set these candles was just trying to scare paranormal explorers like him. He decides to come back even later at night to make sure the legends of paranormal activity really are just a myth. As he creeps back to the house, he's surprised to find the candles are now lit and his horrors have just begun.
Why are you going closer?
Standing in the middle of the circle is a mysterious tall figure wearing robes, and seemingly not even noticing Phantom is at the window. So deep is its concentration, it's locked in a dark meditation of some sort that he cannot break. Phantom no longer cares about getting the best paranormal evidence ever caught on camera, and goes running into the woods for his life. The woods have grown colder, more forbidding, as he hides between a tree and wait, too afraid to turn his light off even though he knows he's being followed. The mysterious figure is on him in an instant, and as it heads his way without taking any steps, he gets to see its smirking face under the cloak. I think this video is probably not real, because it looks like he uses a filter to stimulate his equipment messing up, and also because if it was real, then I don't know how he could have survived. This strange forest sighting was claimed to have been found deep in the forest, and was posted by a Reddit user named Paralemptor. I don't think it was too deep in the forest though, because it seems like there's a well-kept trail leading right through it. Years later, the mystery seems to have been solved. This is not a ring of creepy creatures from another planet, but rather an eerie sculpture from the Pride of the Valley Sculpture Park in the United Kingdom. I've seen this image floating around online for quite a while with no context, but now you've heard the real story on Chills.
Man.
A YouTuber named Vision Quest Outdoors is exploring the Gettysburg Field when he has what he believes is a real video of a ghost sighting. The video is pretty scary and I think he could be right. Let's take a look at the paranormal evidence and try to figure out what it was he and his friends say on that night.
What is that? No way there's a guy out here at 2 a.m.
According to the uploader, they turned around only to find the figure had mysteriously disappeared.
But they didn't move.
This is the footage from when they turned around, but unfortunately it's too dark to make out very much one way or another. I believe what he says is true because if I'm not mistaken, this footage is from the same location during the day. There are cannons lined up here but no statue whatsoever. If this was the same location, then this definitely has to be a real ghost sighting caught on video. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, a ghost hunting channel called Hunting the Haunted investigates an old abandoned farmhouse and gets plenty of paranormal activity caught on tape. In the kitchen, they see a possible ghost orb appear while Jay is asking questions.
What's your name? As I turned around, he was right behind me.
This could be a gnat, except it shows up when Jay wants to know the spirit's name, and while Jay talks about something appearing behind him, the light anomaly appears behind him and goes away. Another ghost word floats up upon the mention of this word.
Did I say?
Yes.
This is definitely a creepy place at night.
They go investigating the surrounding property.
That's what I'm saying. I swear there was a woman.
At 31 minutes and 42 seconds, and again at 34 minutes and 20 seconds, they hear a woman's laughter.
I'm telling you, I heard something. I heard a woman or something. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I was going to say something. Yeah.
A mysterious figure is illuminated despite being beyond the reach of their light. There's really nothing else it could be because nothing is out there. At least nothing that should be reflecting light.
You know what else I don't hear? What? I don't hear that owl no more.
And when they turn to leave, this unexplained light suddenly blinks out As soon as it does, the same ghost orb from the kitchen returns for one last look. Somehow they miss all these brief ghost sightings at the time, but it's caught on camera for them to later discover. This happens a few minutes after they hear the woman laugh, so they suspect this encounter is paranormal, and I'd have to agree. Joe Morley goes exploring a cave in Tennessee.
Well, that was a little bit better than the last video for sure. Alright. I need to use the bathroom real quick. Been drinking too much water. Be right back, my friends. Alright, next up is a video from my favorite Scaremaster, Nuke's Top 5. Alright. Alright. Display on. Alright, Nukes. Scare me.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Hiding in the closet. This next video was sent in by a viewer, and it's one of those rare paranormal stories that's been around on YouTube for a decade, but not many people have ever seen it. In fact, in over 10 years, this channel has only gotten 66 subscribers and very few views. So let's get into it. Back in February 2011, YouTube user Steph posts a series of videos to document the creepy paranormal activity that she says she often experiences in her house's basement. But even as she tries to simply introduce her channel, things get a bit weird.
Hi everyone, my name is Steph. I live in New York, and I just wanted to do a little bit of an introduction to my channel, Steph's Basement 89. Basically, I think my house is haunted, which I know sounds silly, and I still feel kind of silly saying it, but I guess I shouldn't. We figured out that about the start of the new year of this year was when things started to happen. It's mostly in the basement, but... Right? Did you, or are you f***ing with me?
Someone stayed at the doorway. I saw it. Oh. Someone stayed at the doorway.
Joe, can you... Don't go far.
Maybe pick up the camera and show us the doorway?
So, as I'm recording to you, pardon my language, I feel like I just saw someone standing in the doorway, and so did he. No one, right?
No. That was definitely
Mm-hmm.
something. Sounds like someone walking around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll be back.
Show us
But, yeah,
something.
this is an introduction, a pretty good introduction to my channel, and freaking out a little bit right now, but that's okay. Hope you enjoy. Bye.
Steph and her roommate Sam both claim to see something off camera.
Here's the problem with it, though. If you don't show us these things, how are we supposed to take you at your word for it? For all we know, you could have had a couple other people moving stuff around to simulate the sounds of paranormal things going on, and then you could just relay it as paranormal activity to boost your views. Yeah, I can see why this channel only has 66 subscribers. You're not that convincing.
And we can hear strange noises in the background, but of course all of this could easily be faked. But trust me, things are gonna get much creepier. In this next video
I hope so.
head down to what Steph alleges is the most haunted area of her home, the basement. Steph's little dog Bella seems a bit freaked out by something in the basement closet.
So normally when I come home from work, my dog Bella will come running to the door to greet me or whatever, and I just came home and she didn't do that, and it ends up she's down here in the basement just obsessing over this closet door. She's never done this before. It looks as if she's waiting for it to open, or she thinks there's someone behind it, where it's like she acts like she's acting how she does when she wants to get into one of the rooms upstairs. But she hasn't acknowledged me at all since I came home, which is very weird. Bella. She's not even answering to her name. I'm just gonna open it. If I go pull it. See, baby, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing in there, crazy lady. Well, it's dark, but as you could probably see, there's no one in the closet, thank God. See, baby, there's nothing there, lady. Nothing, okay? Oh, she's back to sniffing it again. It's freaking me out. Come on, let's go upstairs.
Over the next month, Steph experiences random noises from the basement and even some unnerving sightings of what she believes to be a supernatural apparition. She sets up a camera to record her basement room, specifically the closet. Her recordings capture many hours of, well, nothing. But then, late one Friday night, this happens. As Steph's friend Reese is casually sitting in the basement one night checking her phone, the closet door just pops open on its own. Now, Reese is a skeptic and doesn't believe the basement to be haunted at all, but still, we see her make a tiptoeing dash right out of the room, and we can hear her run up the stairs. So she definitely seems spooked. So now, we cut to one night where Steph and her friend Rochelle are hanging out as it gets close to the midnight hour. Steph decides to record a quick video for her roommate who is away on a trip. What she catches on camera is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's for Stan.
Michelle's getting like really good at the drums.
Oh, whoa.
So you might have
Okay.
some competition when you get back. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Did you see it?
I did,
As
yeah.
Steph pans her camera by the open closet door, it looks as if an older woman in a white gown is just standing there, watching. When Steph pans back seconds later, no one there. So did Steph capture real paranormal activity in her basement? And just what happened after this? Well, we'll never know, because you see, Steph hasn't posted to her YouTube channel since these creepy incidents 10 years ago. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com.
I'm a bit skeptical about that one, but I'm leaning towards real.
What remains? YouTuber and paranormal skeptic El Cubo Oficial was contacted by a homeowner who invited him to investigate strange paranormal activity in a house in Mexico. Years ago, the property the house sits on was a guava orchard. When land developers dug up the orchard, they were shocked to find the unexplained remains of 2 bodies buried in the orchard fields. One of the bodies was that of a young girl. A house was later built on this land, and the family living there has experienced nothing but terrifying supernatural activity.
I can
They say
imagine.
things move on their own. They hear the unexplained whispers of a child, and they've even seen the ghostly apparition of a young girl walking the hallways. Eventually, the family just decided to leave the house. But the homeowner, Pipa, now claims that the house is so haunted that no one will buy it. El Cubo Oficial agrees to investigate the allegedly haunted home. He is accompanied by paranormal investigator Paco Santin, psychic medium Aureli, and the home's owner, Pipa. The investigation is streamed live to YouTube as the group enters the house and begins their investigation.
Niña,
Ah, no mames, aquí no se encuentra el pero sí, sí.
¿dónde?
Sí, aquí por el pasillo atrás de Paco, aquí, para el cuarto este.
¿Acá?
Sí.
¿Quieres usar esta? No, con esta. El más, guárdate esta, Paquito. ¿Me puedes dar tu lamparita?
Sí.
Guárdate esa.
Voy.
¡Ay, no mames! Santi. Sí, hay algo aquí. ¿Dónde la escondiste, cabrón?
No, pues no hay nadie.
No te pases de verga, güey. Alguien, hay una niña aquí, te lo juro que sí dijo hola. ¡Hola! ¡Oh!
La puerta se cerró. No, estamos aquí.
¡Oh! Escucha, están caminando.
Ay, güey.
Hola, ¿estás aquí?
¡Ah, mames! A tu culo, güey. Hablaron, ¿verdad? ¿Pero no es un vecino, Pipa?
No.
Oh.
Aquí está una niña, aquí está una presencia de una niña. Y está muy fuerte, ¿eh? Muy fuerte.
¿Hola?
Por eso le dice aquí, por favor.
No, tienes que aguantar. ¿Sabes, Pipa? Debe ser un vecino que traes, carnal. Sí, a huevo. No, güey, no voy a decir que sea un vecino, güey.
No.
Chécate en la puerta. Están hablando, güey. Eso no es normal, güey.
Pipa claims that he sees something lurking at the back door, and then they all hear the voice of a child from somewhere within the house. Now, YouTuber El Cubo Oficial is a complete skeptic when it comes to the paranormal, so he believes that the others might simply be playing a prank on him. After looking around and checking the back door, he asks all of them to empty their pockets and leave their phones on a mattress sitting on top of a table. This is to eliminate any chance that one of them might be simply playing a recording. At the exact moment that El Cubo Oficial is explaining to his live YouTube audience that he has a hard time believing in the paranormal, he captures something absolutely terrifying.
Pero se me hace difícil aceptar que hay una niña aquí. O sea, no es como... si quieren que sea honesto, yo escucho una persona viva. O sea, si quieren que sea honesto. Tlacuache, gracias por tu apoyo. Nos quedamos en silencio.
I saw that.
Did you see it? Without knowing it, El Cubo captures the pale face of a young girl in the door's window right behind him. It's not until many minutes later that they read the live chat and discover what they just captured on camera. When they go through the door and look inside the room, there's no one there. So did they possibly capture the ghost of the young girl whose remains were found on the property? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. You can watch the full video with even more scary activity over on the YouTube channel El Cubo Oficial.
How do you fake something like that, though? That's live. That was a live stream. How do you fake? How do you fake that during a live stream and not get caught?
Yeah. Monster on the wall. Caitlin Nichols is the proud mother of 2-year-old triplet girls and shares her journey from infertility to motherhood on TikTok and other social.
God bless you. Triplets. I have a hard enough time with a single child. Ugh. Triplets.
Social media. Her TikTok is dedicated to sharing stories and videos of her 3 girls, and she has never posted anything related to the paranormal. That is, until one evening when the baby monitor in her children's bedroom captures something very creepy after the girls wake up from their nap. The triplets are all watching and pointing at the exact same wall, and they seem to be talking to something that isn't there. Caitlin says that she has no idea what the girls saw and is unable to explain their odd behavior. But then, on another night at 3:40 a.m., her daughter Millie wakes up crying, scared of something on the exact same wall. Little Millie sobs as she explains to her mother that she saw a monster on the wall in her room. So just what are the triplets seeing? Is it possible that they can see something that we can't? You can watch more videos of...
I can't figure this out. This is... Hey, Boomer. You've been out the whole time? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I love you too. What do you even say to something like that?
The girl's eerie and unsettling reactions over on Caitlin's TikTok page, 555 mph, a triplet story. At a glance. Josh from the YouTube channel Other Studios reached out to me about a friend of his named Cody. Josh claims that Cody was alone in his house in Oxford, North Carolina one day when suddenly strange things began to happen. Lights begin to flicker and he can hear the sound of things being moved around in his home. Needless to say, Cody is pretty freaked out. But he takes out his phone and starts to record short videos of the strange events to send to his girlfriend.
I remember seeing these clips, I just can't remember.
Eventually, Cody has had enough and steps outside for just a few seconds to take a break from the crazy things happening in his house. After taking a moment to gather his courage, he starts recording again and steps back inside. What he captures is absolutely terrifying.
Oh, I remember now. It's the head of a spirit coming down from the ceiling.
Nope.
Cabinet doors have opened on their own and a chair has fallen over on its side. But most terrifying of all, a face can be seen staring at Cody from the top right corner of a doorway. Cody is shocked when he reviews his footage. To this day, Cody still has no idea what this horrifying face could be. So what do you think that is? You can watch the full video over on his YouTube channel, Other Studios, which despite the rather suspect sounding name, Josh claims is not a short film, quote, studio channel. In point of fact, Josh has never uploaded anything other than this one video. Raid Shadow scratch that. The Raid. Now this next clip is another case where I've been unable to find the original source video, even after hours of searching. The video is in Portuguese and was posted to Reddit by user Mr. Miracle BR. He claims that he found the clip on Twitter where it was shared by a Brazilian police officer. The video allegedly shows a raid by law enforcement officers in Brazil. Now I have no way to verify the backstory on this one, but the clip is definitely very creepy.
Caralho, bicho, que é isso, mano? Cuidado, Judá. Cuidado, mano, que é isso, mano?
Mano, não tem nada.
Caralho, mano, que é isso, bicho? Caralho, mano. Mano, que é isso, bicho? Caralho, mano, bora, mano. Deus me livre, mano. Vai, mano, vai, mano. Vai, mano, vai, mano. Vai, mano. Corre. Caralho, mano, que é isso, bicho?
A door violently opens and closes on its own, freaking out the team of men searching through what appears to be an abandoned building. But did you see it? As the men run and the cameraman waits for the others to catch up, a horrifying face appears to quickly pop up from the edge of a door frame before disappearing back inside. It happens so fast that only when the clip is slowed down can the face be seen emerging out of thin air. But is it real? Or is it all just a very elaborate hoax?
There's another thing I think I saw.
Run and the cameraman waits for the others to freaking out the team of men.
Vai, mano.
Alright, now I'm still on the playback speed here. Now, this window, I think I see a face before the thing that gets knocked over gets knocked over. Yeah, there it is, right there. There's the hair, there's the face right there. Although I can't make out any other facial features. Yeah, that is definitely a face right there. Alright, sorry guys, yeah, you know me, just comment section guy, gotta point this out. Otherwise I won't be able to sleep tonight. Ah! Okay.
Caralho, mano, que é isso, bicho?
A door violently opens and closes on its own, freaking out the team of men searching through what appears to be an abandoned building. But, did you see it? As the men run and the cameraman waits for the others to catch up, a horrifying face appears to quickly pop up from the edge of a door frame before disappearing back inside. It happens so fast that only when the clip is slowed down can the face be seen emerging out of thin air. But is it real? Or is it all just a very elaborate hoax?
And it also looks like that. It also looks like that's a figure right there, where the face comes from.
All just a very elaborate hoax. You decide. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please follow me on Instagram here and on Twitter right there. See you next week.
I just wish Sir Spooks would upload something. Alright. We have one more video for tonight, guys. Chills, 11 scary videos that you won't watch alone in the dark. I have you, so I'm not alone. Alright, display is on. Let's go.
Bogdan Riva of a Russian YouTube channel called Lost World has become obsessed with exploring an abandoned haunted apartment building. Paranormal activity here is hard to catch for a person, so he sets up cameras to see what scary stuff is caught on video.
Alright, good start, good start. That could be him though, so I don't know.
While he's in his car, one of his cameras picks up footsteps in a room with a creepy doll. Whether this doll is related to the paranormal activity is unknown, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a correlation between the two, because just look at the scary thing.
Еще прошло около 2 часов, и так ничего и не происходит, ничего необычного. Единственное, какие-то непонятные шумы, какие-то непонятные звуки.
He returns to the house and, not knowing what he's caught on tape, declares this paranormal investigation to be a failure. He goes into the next room only to find a large, heavy shelf has been thrown to the ground by an angry poltergeist. The sight fills him with dread, but it isn't until a few seconds later that he sees something over his shoulder that makes him run with fear. I can't say I see anything here at 18 minutes, and maybe he doesn't either. It could have been a bad feeling more than anything that made him run. All I know is that I agree this house is beyond creepy, and he should get out of there. Anything that throws a shelf could easily do the same to him. Daffy of Busan TV is a YouTuber from Ambon, Indonesia, who makes ghost
Maybe it was just his instincts taking over.
hunting videos in Depok City. One of the scariest, most haunted places he's ever gone exploring was a large abandoned hospital that shut down after too many things went wrong.
Belum lama rumah sakit ini terbengkalai. Astagfirullah. Anjir, serem amat ya.
One of the hospital's final mistakes before getting shut down was letting a nun named Sister Nancy pass away on the ICU floor. Now her angry spirit is watching over this haunted place and not in a loving way.
Assalamualaikum. Antara gua halu atau tidak, tapi tadi gua ngeliat seperti ada orang lewat di sini.
As Daffy goes exploring, only the smallest of clues, flashes of light where his camera is not pointing, for example, belie the presence of anything paranormal. A walled-off entrance reveals an even older wing that feels entirely wrong. This place is haunted more than any other part of the hospital. He's sure of it. Soon he finds the ICU room on the second floor, the place where the ghost nun is said to haunt. He knows there's no turning back now.
Tadi gue mendengar sesuatu dari arah sini. Oke, kita langsung aja ke ruang ICU. Suster Nancy.
He leaves the ICU ward feeling extremely uncomfortable, but without conclusive paranormal evidence, and as he takes a final look around,
Keren, sumpah ini keren. Assalamualaikum.
he hears something moving on wheels one room over. A row of cots remains undisturbed except for one that's been pulled out. I don't know if it was Sister Nancy, but I wouldn't stick around to find out. This video is over half an hour long, and I get every impression that he's truly exploring this abandoned hospital all by himself. A hospital that's every bit as haunted as the rumors say. When Alexandra went exploring an abandoned schoolhouse in Ukraine, she never expected to go viral.
Что за запах? О, смотри, вон какая штука лежит.
On the first floor is a discarded tracksuit outside of a hole in the floor that looks like it could serve as the final resting place for many.
А вот это было разве?
Нет, это не было открыто. Здесь все было закрыто. Здесь ровно пол.
Там какой-то проход дальше, что ли? Ого, он как долго тянется вообще, посмотри. Он прям уходит вообще.
They also find a green barrel that's full of an unknown chemical. They can't read the faded label, but maybe a subscriber in Russia will know more about this.
Да, вот бочонок. По идее, не знаю, что тут написано, невозможно прочитать сейчас.
It could be acid. I've heard of people dissolving the past away in barrels full of acid just like this one. Across from a green barrel are footprints, and across from the footprints are pictures of people.
Ладно, пойдем на второй этаж тогда. Это ты?
Есть кто?
Alexandra pauses at the stairs.
Мы с миром пришли, господи. Не надо нас пугать. На приколе что ли, блядь?
Может, пойдем? Пока.
I think this video is 100% real because Alexandra does this thing some people do when they're really scared, where they talk to themselves out loud to keep from completely breaking down.
Так быстро выходим отсюда, это просто великолепно, потому что я сейчас реально насру себе в штаны и все, на этом все закончится. А вот вон мой великолепный, прекрасный выход.
With that said, I'm not sure this video is paranormal. The noise could be someone staying here. A scary person who I'm sure you and I would want nothing to do with. A man who countless others likewise wish they had never seen. A scary video by Annie Magic has gone viral in Russia because of how much creepy stuff is in it, beginning with a black plastic trash bag found while exploring an abandoned house late at night. What's inside confuses her as much as it does frighten.
Возможно, кто-то меня опередил, как с водобашней. Нет. Записка. Люк.
It sounds like she says look, but it probably means something different in Russian. So tell me what this handwritten message really says. She looks up in time to see a car stop and drive off. It's strange to see anyone out here at all, let alone so late at night, and so she goes to where the vehicle last was. The grass is wet and cold underfoot, and it soaks through her shoes. It takes her a great while to get there, and then, much to her dismay, she finds what's been left behind. A car drives slow, headlights off. The brights flip when she's within grabbing distance. She runs for her life and must have gotten away because she has uploaded since then. I'm not sure if this video is scripted or not. She hasn't gone exploring any abandoned houses for years now, which makes me think this scary experience could be real. December 12th, 2020, Lisa feels somebody walk past in her kitchen. She absent-mindedly smooths over her hair and doesn't think about how weird it was until later. The security camera shows a long strand of her hair move by itself and some lights fly overhead. The ceiling fan was not on and doesn't look like a fan anyway. It looks like someone grabs it and lets go. She says and thinks it was a ghost because it felt like a person was right there. Lisa knows who it must be, the shadow person she caught on camera 2 weeks prior. November 29th, she kept getting motion detection warnings on her phone. The video looks like a person outside of her house, except she says nobody was caught on outside cameras. Normally I would say, yeah, right at this story, except look how the shadow exits. It just up and floats away. That's not normal to them or me. January 8th, 2021, the shadow figure moves into the garage. It's not somebody's shadow from outside. 4 seconds is when you can see this shadow figure has 2 eyes. I'll circle them. What do you think? All I know is that's not what I'd want to see on my phone after a motion alert. By January 17th of the following year, the shadow person had progressed to haunting objects. Maybe that was gravity, but they think it looks more like a ghost moved it. Anyway, those are some of the scarier videos on their channel to date. Something tells me more weird things will happen as the paranormal activity continues to manifest itself deeper inside the home, which I think is clearly haunted.
Wow.
A paranormal investigator named Exist wants to see if ghosts exist in an abandoned funeral parlor in South Korea. In this stairwell is where they record the strongest evidence of paranormal activity. Something is at the bottom of these steps, according to their readouts. Snapchat finds activity in the corner. It looks like a ghost in a white dress with her back turned, long black hair. They don't dare go down there and confront her. Instead, they sum up a music box that is hand cranked at the top of the steps and see if she will come to them. I'm not sure if a ghost is really doing this or if they were in control. If someone has more information about the paranormal equipment they're using here, then let me know if this part is real or if they have a secret way to control it. So much energy surrounds them that the music box never stops playing. They have to manually turn it off, satisfied that this experiment was a success. Next, he records his Snapchat filter to see if any faces are caught coming up the stairs. Instead, he gets something even scarier. Something walks right by them, opens the door, and holds it open for them. They respect the spirit's wishes and politely leave. The Borgwanet house.
Yeah, after seeing all the stuff that they saw there, I'm amazed they didn't leave sooner. I'd probably leave too.
Built in 1876 in Sweden, is said to be one of the most haunted places in the world. Scratching, knocking, and screaming comes from the walls, not to mention shadow figures and objects moved by a ghost. The first reports of paranormal activity were in 1927, and they've continued ever since. Dima Maslenikov wants to document any and all paranormal activity on camera. It does not take long. The house is still when he hears a weird noise. It sounds like an EVP of a distant scream. He gets up and looks in the room. Two knocks, both coming from this door. He sets up a toy for a ghost to play with that also has a motion sensor.
Честно говоря, вот про эту комнату я толком ничего не знаю. И про нее, по-моему...
Not only does the motion detector fall off, it continues to stay on for a full 3 seconds. When he turns around, something was in the room with him, a paranormal entity. There wasn't anyone in the room. The bear falls over on its own. Next, he finds an infamous old rocking chair that's said to be the center of a lot of paranormal activity. He takes a flash Polaroid and notices a large dark shadow hanging over it, a shadow that does not look like it was cast by the chair because it's in front. He tries to recreate the lighting conditions and is unable to make the same round shadow appear. No matter how many pictures he takes, it never comes close to being like this one. This does seem to indicate that it's a shadow figure caught on camera in the first photo. The investigator summons his courage and goes exploring the second floor of the Bourgoinet house. As he's watching the ceiling light moving by itself, a ghost pushes him. Watch for the camera blur as it walks by. That's when he notices a heavy piece of furniture has been pushed in front of a door. Someone was trying to keep something from getting out of its room. He moves the barricade and looks inside. It's an attic space with a small table for someone small to eat at by themselves. The space is empty. Whatever they were trying to keep inside has already left, so the legend spoke of shadow people screaming and knocking from the walls and objects moving by themselves. It's hard to believe it, but he really does seem to have encountered all of the creepy stuff in one visit, and it all somehow seems real. The Chernobyl power plant left this place covered in radiation.
Again, it's not one of those things where I can't see how he could have possibly faked all that.
In 1986, only recently was a small part reopened for tourism in 2011. The rest is still too radiated and therefore off limits. Russian YouTuber Vlad Reznov wants to test these limits. He goes exploring the woods and finds an old abandoned cottage that would be perfect for a 24-hour challenge. Night falls. Roving cliques are rumored to be out here. Families aggressively changed by radiation who don't like outsiders, and they know he's here. They can't get inside because he's tied the doorknob to the bedpost, so they can't go around the outside.
Не знаю, что мне делать. Просто... Не знаю.
Now is his chance. He opens the door while they are trying to get in through a window. Not sure if there is more waiting for him inside, and expecting to get jumped around every corner. The bike is outside. He has to get to his bike. He makes it out of there, but there's an overall lack of urgency to this video that makes me think it could be fake. We don't ever get to see this mutant family, so it could be one of his friends opening the door. They probably found an abandoned house and thought it would be a good place for a scary video, but I guess we'll never know for sure. South Korean ghost hunter Yang Ma-hee is exploring an old abandoned haunted house for
at first I was thinking, oh my god, that guy's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, and it's like, that could have been fake. It's like, dude.
Evidence of the paranormal. What he's caught on tape is up for debate, so let's get right to it. Tell me if you hear a footstep after he finishes his sentence.
계세요? 계세요?
All of the rooms look completely ripped apart, and yet nothing has been taken. Drawers and shelves are overturned, but clothing and personal items remain largely untouched. It looks like the work of poltergeist activity to me, not thieves. A particularly angry poltergeist at that. But perhaps the scariest part of all is this EVP of a man's voice that completely overlaps his own when he touches the old owner's shoe.
이거 화장실이다.
That does not sound like a house settling or anything like that. It's definitely vocal cords. The ghostly voice of someone who is with us in spirit alone. Final analysis? Yeah, this video is about as paranormal as it gets. German ghost hunter Cubanito goes exploring an abandoned...
I'm slightly inclined to agree, but you know, at the same time, not much was shown or even heard. So I'm open to interpretation that it could be the wind.
Abandoned haunted house for one of the scariest 3 a.m. videos I've analyzed in quite some time. The haunted house has long been abandoned in the woods. Getting inside is quite a chore because an unsafe wooden ladder is missing many steps. Inside is a dark and heavy feeling that makes them whisper nervously. A missing section of wall shows a hidden room under the steps.
Fernsehen und so. Hey, warte, guck mal. Haut ab, ey. Da ist Verlängerungskragen. Da ist voll. Komm.
They hear a loud noise and run outside, but they didn't come here to get scared off in the first few minutes, so they continue the 3 a.m. paranormal investigation and go in. This time they manage to get upstairs and come to a door painted solid black at the end of a long dark hall. They are beyond freaked out, but nobody wants to quit, so against their better judgment they open the door. In this decrepit little bedroom they find a warning written on the dresser. I feel like it's a warning about a ghost, but the Google translation is so off that I won't even bother telling you what it says. If any of my German subscribers could tell me what this means, I would really appreciate it. The second note definitely looks like stop. They start to prod the door open but cannot bring themselves to. It's probably for the best. Who knows what was in there? Probably nothing good. There's one room left to check out on the top floor. This room looks like it's seen a lot of party action. It might even still be inhabited by some. They start to worry about the floor breaking, and that's when it might actually start to.
Was kann ich alle auf einem Flex, weil es einbricht? Stopp. Scheiße, Mann. Ja, was geht?
A snapping noise sends them all running out of the house before their 3 a.m. challenge becomes a 3 a.m. rescue. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not doorbell camera caught this video of a out number 1?
Yeah, the last one. Again, not much was really shown. There was a lot of heard stuff, but you know, noises can be easy to fake. So
a ring doorbell camera caught this video of a scary clown lurking around the neighborhood, and it has everyone freaking out.
Why is its eyes glowing?
A total stranger stands with their head bent at an extreme angle, examining the doorbell camera before a noise startles them, and they slowly back away like they were about to do something wrong. This was taken 4 days before Halloween, so it's probably somebody who is super excited and just wanted to creep people out early this year. Still, no friends are with them as they lurk around people's property uninvited, and no one in the neighborhood recognizes them, so who knows what they're up to. Also, notice how they didn't go back to the sidewalk. They go through the yard like they're either about to look in the next house or try a window. It might be 4 days before Halloween, but maybe they're using this as cover to case houses in the near future. Feel the thrill as it.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Kind of feel like this one was a bit of a bust. You know, we had some good. There were some good moments throughout the night, but and for the most part, just disappointed. just disappointed in all of it because we come here for scary videos and all that, and I feel like a big chunk of the videos that we watched weren't even paranormal. And a lot of these really hurt me more. A couple of them really actually hurt me more as a parent than they did scare me. So yeah, chuck this one down as a loss for us. There's some good ones, but overall this hasn't been my best one. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your favorite moments, subscribe if you're new. Go check out my buddy Prendo JR, link in the description to his channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good night.